players and stakeholders in the energy industry across Africa and the globe are meeting in the nation's capital, Abuja, for the Nigeria International Energy Summit with the theme Global Perspectives for a Sustainable Energy Future. The purpose is to discuss ways of improving the continent's energy sector. In a valedictory address represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Buhari touts the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act as the biggest achievement of his administration in revolutionizing the energy sector.
We embarked on all these reforms not just because it is good for energy industry, but because it is also good for the overall economy.
Top on the list of the challenges mentioned by the key players here is financing and investment.
The future of the African petroleum industry lies in the hands of Africans. For those who have, in the last 75 years or so, provided us the finance, the technology, and the markets, will dump us as soon as they have found alternatives. And they are working hard to find those alternatives.
One of the biggest unintended policy risks relates to investments. The global oil sector alone will need cumulative investment of $12.1 trillion through to 2045. However, in recent years, we have heard calls from some to limit or stop funding for new oil and gas projects. This is disheartening and particularly impactful on developing countries with oil and gas resources.
To address the challenge of external finance, the Africa Petroleum Organization plans to establish an Africa Energy Bank in partnership with the Afrexim Bank. This move is expected to provide the necessary financial support for the continent's energy projects.
Shareholding shall be open to all African countries and their national oil companies, as well as other investors. The bank shall also welcome participation of NOCs outside Africa, but no sovereign outside of the African continent or any investor outside of Africa shall be allowed to participate who does not share our vision of the bank.
While OPEC praises Nigeria's gas prospects, highlighting the country's reserves, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited reiterates its commitment to renewable energy sources, just as an agenda is set for the incoming administration.
NNPC Limited is actively supporting the federal government towards the realization of key initiatives such as the Decade of Gas and the National Gas Expansion Program, which seeks to deepen natural gas utilization.
The administration's agenda for the industry should be geared towards arresting the menace of crude theft across the Niger Delta, which still lingers despite recent successes recorded by the federal government. Eliminating industry-wide subsidies for all hydrocarbon and refined products.
The summit will run for the next 3 days. Participants are optimistic that the conference will yield tangible outcomes to steer the energy sector towards development under the next administration. Adesua Omoruan, Arise News.